Hello everybody and welcome back to SFF180. It is Monday, December 12th and time for another mailbag. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope things are shaping up nicely in the Christmas season for you. I want to say hello and welcome to all of my new subs. I've had a handful of you ever since I posted that Book Expo rant the other day. This is Mailbag Monday. This is my weekly show where I showcase all of the review copies that I receive in the mail each week that I get from publishers. I don't know what's in these packages. I open them on camera, and then you help me decide. You tell me which of these looks most interesting and exciting to you, and which you would like to see me prioritize for the review queue, okay? All right, well then, I guess there's no real reason to waste any more time. I don't have any other announcements, except to say again, hello and welcome to all of my new viewers. And so, without further ado, etc., let's get into it. Okay, 7 packages this week, and we're going to start out with this little box from the fine folks at Random Penguin. Okay, well here is something that I've gotten from Putnam, a Penguin imprint that is not actually my genre for my channel, but it looks pretty interesting, and I know exactly who is going to like reading this. My mom is the mystery buff. This comes out January 3rd. It's a book called Where It Hurts. As you see, the author is Reed Farrell Coleman, and apparently it's a work of crime fiction. Gus Murphy thought he had the world all figured out. A retired Suffolk County cop, Gus had everything a man could want: a great marriage, 2 kids, nice house, and the rest of his life ahead of him, but in the course of a single deadly moment, his family's blown apart, and he's transformed from a man who believes he understands everything into a man who understands nothing. Okay, and then I guess it chronicles how his life changes as a result of this event, and then other events come up. But apparently it's a detective story in the Raymond Chandler tradition. Again, SFF180 is all about that science fiction fantasy, so this is not the sort of thing I would review on my own channel, but it may be of interest to those of you who like your crime fiction. So here it is. Where It Hurts comes out from Putnam on January the 3rd. Okay, and a little package from Macmillan. Feels like a paperback. Could be an ARC. Okay, no, it is not an ARC, but it is a new adventure in the Pathfinder Tales series. Now, you have seen me open some of these on the mailbag before. The Pathfinder Tales, that's an RPG, a tabletop RPG, and Tor Books has taken over the publishing of their novels. I will say, although I don't usually do cover media tie-in fiction, these Pathfinder Tales books have they've gotten some pretty good writers on board. People like T.A. Pratt and Richard Knack and Leanne Merciel and Wendy Ann Wagner and a whole bunch of other folks. And so I guess this is the latest one. So if you're a fan of the game, then you'll be happy to know that Reaper's Eye, which is a new Crusader and Pathfinder team up to stop a magical threat in the demon-haunted world wound. Ouch. The new Pathfinder Tales book, and it came out on the 6th from Tor, so it's out right now. All right, well, moving on then, this is from a company called Diversion Books, which I've seen before. They've been putting out a lot of good stuff, and this is what looks to be a YA superhero series opener. The author is April Daniels. Book's called Dreadnought. This comes out January 24th. And let's see, Danny Tozer has a problem. She just inherited the powers of Dreadnought, the world's greatest superhero. Until Dreadnought fell out of the sky and died right in front of her, Danny was trying to keep people from finding out she's transgender. Oh, but before he expired, Dreadnought passed his mantle to her, and those second-hand superpowers transformed Danny's body into what she's always thought it should be. Now there's no hiding that she's a girl. It should be the happiest time of her life, but Danny's first weeks finally living in a body that fits her are more difficult and complicated than she could have imagined. Between her father's dangerous obsession with curing her girlhood, her best friend suddenly acting like he's entitled to date her, and her fellow superheroes arguing over her place in their ranks, Danny feels like she's in over her head. She doesn't have time to adjust. Dreadnought's murderer, a cyborg named Utopia, still haunts the... there's a bit of real subversion there in that character's name. Still haunts the streets of Newport City, threatening destruction. If Danny can't sort through the confusion of coming out, master her powers, and stop Utopia in time, humanity faces extinction. Well, here we have it then. A superhero saga as a complete metaphor, I guess, for the transgender experience. But nothing else like it on the stands that I know of quite right now. But I know that there is a whole lot of interest in the BookTube community about diverse books, and so here is something that fits the bill. Dreadnought by April Daniels. arrives January 24th. January 24th from Diversion Books. And moving on, this looks like it's going to be little mass market paperback from HarperCollins. You know, just kind of small. This looks like a big paperback week. Okay, then this is a new paperback, a mass market paperback from Harper Voyager. It's called 9 of Stars. The author is Laura Bickle. It says the rising star of Weird West speculative fiction. Makes her critically lauded Harper Voyager print debut. Let's see, this comes out on the 26th of December. Or actually it says 27th of December. It says both, so pick one. Okay, Longmire and Westworld meets Patricia Briggs' Mercy Thompson series. Laura Bickle's 9 of Stars is a strange and tantalizing new entry into the Weird West oeuvre. The story of Petra... here it is, the story of Petra D. Yeah, here it is. A geologist living in Temperance, Wyoming, where she's desperately trying to lead a normal life, yet somehow seems to constantly run amok of occult horrors. Although she's a scientist, Petra knows there's more to this world than meets the eye. She runs with an unusual crowd. Her father, a legendary alchemist who isn't usually lucid. Her boyfriend, Gabe, a man who's much more than he seems and has some interesting ties to the Pinkerton agents of old. And her pet coyote, Sig, who is far too intelligent. All right. Together they faced off against alchemical and supernatural phenomenon before, but Petra can't explain the creature now stalking the backcountry of Yellowstone, butchering wolves and leaving only their skins behind in the snow. Rumors surface of the return of Skinflint Jack, a 19th century wraith that kills in fulfillment of an ancient bargain. And that's where things start to get ... complicated. Apart from their occult issues, Petra and Gabe are faced with a complication that is very much of this world after the mysterious death and subsequent disappearance of the body of Sal Rutherford, the ranch owner controlling the alchemical Tree of Life. The new sheriff in town, Owen Rutherford, suspects Gabe of involvement. Owen is a dangerously haunted man on the trail of both an unsolved case and a fresh kill, a bizarre murder leading him right to Petra's partner, Gabriel, and it goes on from there. Okay, then. Well, Laura Bickle, 9 of Stars, comes out right after Christmas from Harper Voyager, the Weird West contemporary fantasy. Oh, we have a shiny. Look at that. We have a shiny. Comes from Random Penguin. Usually when they're I'm seeing a sticker on the front, but it's obscured. I can't really tell. I'm guessing a middle grade. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Nailed it. Well, you can usually, the shiny padded mailers usually tend to contain this kind of stuff. Righty then, this is a book called The Uncommoners, The Crooked Sixpence. The author is Jennifer Bell. This is an arc for a book coming out on the 31st of January. And this is apparently the first U.S. publication of something that is a quote-unquote sensational UK bestseller. So I'm going to expect that all of my UK BookTube friends know of this. It says, Bell's World is part Tim Burton, part J.K. Rowling, a terrific debut. Mysterious, suspenseful, and utterly magical, The Uncommoners, The Crooked Sixpence is equal parts wondrous and quirky, first in a fantasy trilogy, penned by a London children's bookseller on cash receipts and bookmarks over her lunch breaks. Readers will discover a world in which objects endowed with magical powers are hidden in an underground society. When the underguards show up, officers brandishing toilet brushes, 11-year-old Ivy Sparrow and her older brother Seb go tumbling into a world that is anything but ordinary. Welcome to Londonor, a secret underground city where enchanted objects are capable of extraordinary things. There, Ivy and Seb will come face to face with uncommon people, alive and dead, who trade in uncommon goods, belts that enable the wearer to fly, yo-yos that turn into weapons, buttons with curative properties, and more. Well, that sounds fun. Ivy and Seb soon discover that their family is connected to one of the greatest uncommon treasures of all time, and if they don't find it, their parents' lives are forfeited. Who's a friend? Who's a foe? The deadly uncommon alarm clock is ticking. Okay. 20 illustrations, etc., etc. Okay. Well, middle grade fans, I know there are quite a few of you in BookTube. This comes out end of January. In the UK, apparently it's already been a big deal. The Uncommoners. The Crooked Sixpence by Jennifer Bell. And moving on down the line, well, it does indeed look like we might have a couple of hardcovers this week. This is going to be a Tor package. Well, I lied. I was wrong. It's not another Tor package. It's from FSG, I guess another Macmillan imprint. They're the folks who sent me Universal Harvester last week, which, by the way, I've been reading. I expect a review of that soon. This is for a book. I've actually been in touch with the publicist about this. It's called Void Star. And it is literary science fiction, comes out April the 11th. And the author is Zachary Mason, a full-time computer scientist, Silicon Valley guy. And it says, a Void Star is set in a distant but recognizable future, where technology has become so advanced that it is nearly incomprehensible to its average user. Cityscapes are filled with self-driving cars and drones, and for those wealthy enough to pay for annual treatments, life expectancy has increased dramatically. Climate change and global economic forces have reshaped society, and the city of San Francisco is practically a fortress of cosmopolitan wealth surrounded by sprawling maze-like favelas of the poor and displaced. As Void Star begins, Mason introduces us to a trio of characters. Irina is a brilliant woman with an artificially enhanced memory who works as a sort of liaison between her wealthy clients and their AIs. Kern is something else entirely, an urban samurai, living an ascetic existence in the heart of the favelas, scraping by as a thug for hire. And Thales, I'll go with Thales, even though that's wrong, is the surviving son of a Brazilian politician who recently fell victim to a political assassination. Soon all three are drawn into a conspiracy involving artificial intelligence, stolen memories, and a shadowy tech industry magnate. A conspiracy that will have them crisscrossing the globe and crossing each other in search of the truth. Cool. All right, well, this sounds like it's up my street. Void Star, Literary SF from FSG, comes out the 11th of April. Let me know in the comments. And last but by no means least, from Random Penguin. Well, I hate to say it, but this is 100% not my kind of thing. Paranormal romance is not a genre that I cover, but occasionally it slips under, the door, slips over the transom, however you want to put it, with the rest of the fantasies. But this is a book called Blood Vow. The author is J.R. Ward. It's got this doodly dude on the cover, and it came out on the 6th, and it's part of something called the Black Dagger Legacy. Loner vampire warriors in training, blah-blah-blah. Perfect entry point for first-time J.R. Ward's readers and fans of traditional vampire romances. In other words, people in the world not named Thomas Wagner. Alrighty then, but if you are a fan, hey, I'm here to showcase, and that's all I'm here to do today. So, out now from Ballantine Books and hardcover, J.R. Ward's Blood Vow. Do you dare to take the Blood Vow? And okay, everybody, that's it. That's all I have for this episode of Mailbag Monday. You know the drill. Light up those comments. Let me know which of these looks most interesting and exciting to you, which you would like to see me prioritize for review. And otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please hit that like button, share the video far and wide with all of your SFF-loving friends, and above all, please sub. If you have not subbed, subbing helps the channel to grow, and I appreciate it very much. You can also support the channel at its TeePublic store. And until I see all of you awesome people next time, happy reading.